Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube video tutorial series. In this series, I'll be looking at how to draw floor plan. And this is the third floor plan in the series. This is 2014 CSEC past paper question. I'll be using a slightly different technique to draw this floor plan. With this technique, you should be able to draw the floor plan in less than 20 minutes. And I should be able to do this in less than 20 minutes. So this method requires that you draw a series of rectangles to represent each part of the drawing. So for this, here would be treated as a rectangle. Here is one rectangle. Here is a second rectangle. And so on and so forth. So the first step, typically in an exam, you would set up your layers, your dimension setting, and your drawing limit. So the first thing you want to do is to ensure that you open a new drawing, set your layers. For a CSEC exam, I probably wouldn't choose more than about 4 or 5 layers. Be that you will need to, for the exam, be that you'll need to, you could even choose less layers. Be that you will be converting to PDF in black and white or monochrome. So in this case, you really don't need to set up, you don't need to show all the different layers. It would be, remember, we draw on separate layers when we're doing really complex drawings. Drawings that you want to be able to turn off the layer. Currently, I have a series of drawings here, but you would not be able to see them. Why? Because different parts are done on different layers. So what I did, I freeze the layers. So you can freeze the layer or you could turn it off. To freeze or turn off a layer, you simply click on layers, on the layer drop down, and you will see here this little 6-side star looking icon. You click that. What that does, that pretty much isolate the layer from the software. Yeah. So it allows the computer to draw much faster. As opposed to the light bulb. What the light bulb does, the light bulb actually turns off the layer from the screen. But in the background, it is still active. So that's the main difference between freezing the layer as opposed to turning off a layer. Freeze, it is isolated from the software, from the system. This helps to boost the speed on your computer in cases where you have a challenge. We have a challenge with speed, with space on your computer. Now let's get started. Of course, the shortcut key for layer is LA. The shortcut key for dimension is D. All right. The shortcut key for text is, I think is TEXT, yes. And when you're annotating your drawing, you click text, single line. With single line text, you are required to click on a start point, specify the text height. And a typical text height for a floor plan like this, I normally use 300. Between 150 to 300, I typically use. Rotation angle. let your rotation angle be 0. You want your text to be either vertical, yes, to be vertical, not slope. So we typically use 0 for the rotation angle, right? That being said, let us get into the actual drawing. My objective is to complete this within 20 minutes. All right. So the first thing here for me would be to change, would be to go to my construction layer. And I'll be using this to create a series of rectangles. So my first rectangle based on this drawing is, this is 3,700 by 3,800. For these measurements, you need to add 150 millimeters for the wall thickness on each dimension. So I go to rectangle, left click right here. Please note that I'm using AutoCAD architecture. With AutoCAD architecture, I must place the @ sign before the upper right corner. All right, when drawing rectangle. So shift @ sign. I now enter the X value, which is 3,850 because I added 150 millimeters. 3,900 so this is my first rectangle. All right. The next section that I wish to draw here is the bathroom. The bathroom is 2,600 by 1,700. Again, space bar for rectangle or reactivate command, then left click, sign 2,750, 1,850, and then I left click this and move this in place. Now, if I wish to align this rectangle here, I need to choose a specific base point. I want this corner here to fit here. So I must choose this point as my base point. So I type M for move, enter. Here as the base point, left click here. Then I go up, left click there. That is done. Next, I'm going down to the first bedroom. And this bedroom is 3,000 by 3,700. Sorry, 3,700 by 3,000. So I go to rectangle, REC, so left for my start point, the @ sign, then 3,850, 3,150, and then I move this in place again. So I left click on that, move, enter. I choose here as my base point, left click there, and I left click at this point. That is there. Next, I'm going to draw my porch. No, patio. The patio is 3,700 by 1,700. Back to rectangle, REC, enter. Left 3,850, 3,850, comma, 1,700 plus 150 is 1,850, enter. Oh, sorry. I didn't enter the @ sign, so it produces a large shaped rectangle. REC, enter, left click, shift at sign, 3,850, comma, 1,850. Left click, move, and move, enter. Use here as my base point. Snap that there. That's in place. Right. Now, the other section is a large rectangle, pretty much. Right? It's a large rectangle. And that is, it's 3,700. 3,700 by 10,200. Right? So REC rectangle, enter. Left click, drag, the add sign. 3,850. Remember now that we add one wall thickness. 3,850. And the height of this figure is 10,200 plus 150. That gives us 10,350. Enter. That's the rectangle. Move, enter. Click here as the base point. Put in place there. Oops. Something is off. I'm off. Off by a little bit. I guess I miscalculated. So I'm gonna L enter. I'm gonna fix that easily. Let's draw a line. Enter. Click here. Bring that down. Sorry. Escape. So that is good. Now we have a porch. There's a little porch here. The porch is 3,500 and is 2,075 by 3,520. So another rectangle. REC, left, add sign. 2,075 plus 150. That gives us so much. How much is that? That would be 1,925. Roughly 2,000. 1,925. And the height is 3,670. 670. So we add 150 to 3,520. And then we move in place. Now, look at this section. If we wish to move this to the center of this. So, so we must choose here the midpoint here as a base point and match the corresponding base point to that side right there. All right. So this is basically the plan for this. ER and enter in this section. All right. Now we're gonna draw the wall. So our next move is to draw the wall. First, I'm gonna change my wall layer, and I'll be using a very interesting command. This is multiply. For multiply, I type ML, enter. I then click justify, ensure that this is on 0, enter. Scale, let the scale be 150, which is the distance for the wall. 150, enter. Once I've done that, you need to ensure that orthogonal mode is engaged. So I then left click here, left click there, left click there, left click, left, left. So that is the first wall. Space bar to reactivate. And I'm going here and I'm clicking at this point and I'm dragging down. Space bar to reactivate. Space bar to reactivate. Left click here. Space bar to reactivate. Enter. And that is basically how we generate the wall. Now, it is very important to note that you must explode this before you attempt to do any trimming. All right. So my next step is to highlight this, type X for explode, enter, and this is now exploded. My next step would be to turn off the outline layer. Turn off my outline layer. So we have the floor plan outline as is. Now we can trim. ER for trim, enter, enter. Left click, drag, that is done. 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 We go through and we trim all of them. Once you have done that, the final step, final thing right here, we could either join these or we could use fillet. I like to use fillet. So I'll type for fillet. If it's AutoCAD architecture, you might need to type out FILLET the first time until the software becomes familiar with that shortcut. Then I click radius. Radius is 0, so I type enter to accept. I then left click this line, left click here. That is done. It's bar to reactivate, left click that, and it cleans up that line just like that. So just like that, we have the outline. We would have drawn the floor plan outline. I think this method is quick and easy. So the key here is to ensure that you set your justification, which is typically 0. You could use top justification or bottom justification. The justification will determine where the measurement is taken from, pretty much. In this case, I use center justification for this floor plan, which means that the center line is a line that is used as the reference line. The scale determines the parallel distance between the walls. So you must be mindful of that. And of great importance, if you do not explode it, you will not be able to trim or to modify the lines. So you must explode it to break up lines into different pieces. All right, so that's all there is to it. I think this is the new way of drawing floor plan using standard AutoCAD. Well, I'm using AutoCAD architecture. I could have used the wall feature. That also draws it very fast. But for persons who are using traditional, using the novel AutoCAD, this is very useful method. This can also be used to draw walls, draw rails, anything parallel. It could also be used to draw roof, the rafters. You simply set the scale, whatever distance you want the rafters to be. Draw your lines. Quick, effective method. One of my top secret revealed. Peace out. Remember, guys, you must practice. You must practice. It's important that you practice. All right?